Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ideally Though.
Ideally, though.
I'm your host Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butterbit squad.
Yeah. What up?
Happy Black History Month. We still got a couple weeks left.
Yeah, still celebrating. Still feel real black in this piece.
I think the victories we've been seeing in February have been nice. I
Yeah.
think ASAP Rocky, he's getting acquitted or found not
Yeah.
guilty.
Found not guilty.
What was that for? Like, I don't know exactly what happened.
Oh, really? Okay, so I think it was a couple of years back. Uh, like ASAP and I guess ASAP Rayleigh. So it's Rayleigh or Rally or some shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
and ASAP Rocky, and they were in the middle of I guess a kerfuffle, and a gun went off, and that was that. Like that was a couple of years ago, but now
Mm-hmm.
there was at first there was a civil suit that Rayleigh had ended up like trying to do against ASAP for this thing because in the midst of this kerfuffle, what said is a gun went off and Relly claimed that his knuckle got grazed by the bullet,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because apparently, he was telling him like, "Oh, you gonna bring out a gun? Well, you gonna have to shoot me then, nigga." Like really being like accosting Rocky in a way,
Oh, accosting, huh?
accosting in a way, yeah.
Hmm.
And so essentially, they got to a point where like charges got involved and they were going to throw 24 years on ASAP Rocky's head
Yeah.
because of yeah. And it was real crazy earlier in the month or even last month because when you hear 24 years you're like, yo, that's crazy, but then you
Mm-hmm.
also hear that ASAP Rocky was like, oh no, we're taking it to trial, and he denied the plea deal that he was gonna have, which was supposed to be, excuse me, 6 months. It was like 6 months, and then he's got a few years probation. You know what I
Damn, he
mean?
said no.
That's the plea deal. Everybody was like, "Why would you not take that? This seems real sketchy. What do you
No,
know
forget that.
that we don't know, right?" And with Relly and Rocky going to trial, it seems like Relly ended up being a rat on his own. Like he was a rat on his own. He had a bunch of like text messages that were basically just kind of like shoehorning a plan to extort ASAP Rocky.
Oh,
It was
okay.
all the plans. It also looks that way now when you think about why like a civil suit happened way before this actual trial
Mm-hmm.
trial happened, right? The civil suit was dismissed, dropped. And technically speaking, the same thing happened here. I mean, he basically perjured himself on the stand. He lied about a few of the like these text messages that did not exist
Mm-hmm.
that Rocky's like lawyers and all that shit like had. They had that
Oh
shit
shit.
like in hand, like in discovery type shit. Um, it was very uh tumultuous in the courtroom and shit. From what I was getting the chance to see,
Hmm.
the lawyers almost like took their jackets off to like fight in the middle of this
Anybody
type of
taking
stuff.
off their goddamn
They did.
jacket.
They took their jackets off. I swear to you. ASAP Relly's lawyer was like, "We could take this outside," and like pulling off his
I'm
jacket.
like, I'm not fighting you. I'm a grown man with a fucking law degree. You look so dumb. That's
it.
why. Yeah, of course he's saying that you're losing.
I
You
mean,
know, like come on now.
it was a bunch of nastiness all around. It looked very funky in the beginning for ASAP. It was like, oh no, we might not ever get any more music or any fashion shit from whatever from Rocky, from what the story was said to have happened initially.
Hmm.
After they found out that like it was a sporting pistol and it doesn't shoot rounds, it shoots blanks, and he only uses that because he has other priors that he can't even carry like
Yeah.
an actual gun, but the prop gun is okay. So it's more or less like a scare tactic. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel
a
that.
blank goes off, pow, you know what I mean? People usually run from a gunshot. They don't run to the gunshots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, to use that as a method of protecting yourself and your family and that shit around, I get it. I don't mind
Hmm.
that. But finding out that it was a sporting pistol kind of like changed the entire trajectory of the entire story.
Yeah.
A lot of drama, a lot of crying, a lot of people, a lot of the other side, Relly's side, kind of like poking at like Rihanna and the kids being there and like how much money she's spending and like a
Who
waste
gives
of
a fuck?
time.
That's my
Yeah,
man.
real
My man,
nasty
my
stuff.
man. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want. And I don't know if she was there prior, but I just know it's the last like week her coming with the kids and stuff like that, which
Mm-hmm.
I would too, because this might be the last time I see you. So I am gonna pull up with the kids because I don't know if I'll get time. You'll get time to be with your kids. People don't look at that side of it.
Yeah, they think it's a more of a publicity play,
It
like a
might be
stunt.
both.
I
You
mean,
know.
yeah, both things could be true, but I
Hmm.
mean, who are you to like point that out and use that in the midst of
Yeah, I
this? You
have
know what I
small
mean?
babies. They if he goes away, they're gonna take him right away.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be able to say goodbye to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm here for ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, I'm happy he got acquitted of it all. Like, I feel like he should essentially go the same route. If I may, Jay Z
Mhm.
went, um, wherein he should countersue Relly for perjury, lying on me, you know, besmirching my image. Like, I'm gonna go. I would go down that route
I
personally.
think with Jay Z, which I was like at first, like, who are you suing? Who are you counting? So you're suing the lawyer.
Yes,
I mean, that kind of gives a little scare tactic to the lawyers, like, oh, let me just be careful before I just throw out lawsuits like
sets a
that,
precedence.
because Jay Z's not playing with you. He
Yeah,
don't need the money, but he's like, listen, y'all want to play with me? I have a whole family.
yeah,
Don't play with my fucking reputation.
yeah. It leads credence to that post he made because Jay Z don't really post most much of anything. If he
Yeah.
does, when he was like, "I'm gonna show y'all who I really am."
Hmm.
I'm from Marcy and I'm from the projects and all this other stuff. Like he
Yeah.
really put that. It was eloquent as fuck, but you could tell the spiciness behind it. You know what I
The
mean?
dreads tell it all. He be looking so nice from the neck down, and then you look up, he got them damn Bob Marley dreads on. I'm like, yeah, that's the nigga.
Yeah.
That's Brooklyn. That's New York,
That's
nigga.
Marcy Queens.
Down is all the Hamptons and shit like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, yeah, you want to let everybody know you still that nigga.
That's funny. That's
I hate the
funny.
dreads on him. I like when he had a fade. He
Yeah, I
looked
didn't. I
nice. What
don't.
the fuck is it? That's when I be feeling like men be going through a midlife crisis. Like, why do we start seeing men who get older start growing out your hair? Cut that shit off. Stop it. You look
Well,
a hot mess. You trying to be fucking. I don't know who's a.
maybe he getting testosterone shots, and it's just like a side effect of all the hair that he can grow and come back. You know what I mean? Because
Oh my god.
that's what niggas is going through now is they lower T, and then you go take a shot. Now you a bushman.
It's so annoying. I'd be like, you are what, in your late 40s, early 50s?
Early 50s, I
Why
think.
are
Yeah.
we doing this? I see a lot of men who get around that age who want to start growing their hair out, including my grandfather. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hey,
For what?
laziness. It's laziness, probably. Like
It can't
I
be.
don't want to maintain this.
No, it's just easier to cut it off. Then you really don't have to
You
maintain
still
it.
got, but if you're growing it, you still got to maintain and cut it off. With
You
this,
no, you still gotta
because
grow it
Jay
out.
Z
You have
got
to
that like
maintain it.
lazy shit going on. So I feel that's neglect. Those aren't like I don't feel like those are
It's not.
dreads.
It can't be lazy for him because he literally takes morning walks with the white people in this neighborhood.
I'm saying the style of lock he has
Hmm.
is a neglect lock. So it's just those that you just leave, and they go and they grow. It's not like the style where you're sitting here twisting it and like locking it yourself. He no one doing that for him. So that's the lazy part of it all.
He
He's just
got
letting it
that.
go, neglection.
Forgot that one black artist who died back in the 90s. He got that haircut, the damn dreads. I
You're
forgot.
talking about.
He used to do the freaking. He did like the graffiti kind of art. It started with a B. I forgot what the guy's name
Hmm.
was.
I'm gonna have
I
to.
think he died of an overdose. It was this one artist. I think he even like kind of played him for Halloween one year. I
Huh.
forgot what the guy's name is. I'll think of it
Oh
later.
yeah, you
But I'm
will. You
like,
will.
what are you doing?
Mhm.
You got them dreads.
Yeah, hey, look, I ain't mad at how Jay Z approached his
Oh yeah.
case. With it being
He like, y'all got
completely,
me messed up.
yeah, it being completely shelved, basically, like, and with prejudice, like dismissed, and him going, "Hey Busby, I'm going to countersue you now for like punitive damages to me and my
Yeah.
family and shit. Like I've lost $20 million over this. I've done
Yeah,
the
I missed deals. This was very close to Super Bowl. I could have
oh
had
yeah,
more people, more viewership,
oh yeah."
and people were saying they're boycotting the Super Bowl.
So like, it sets such a huge precedence for people to and ambulance chaser lawyers to like
Yeah.
not test the waters, and I
Yeah, you'll
like
think
that.
before you do.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
I saw that Drake's new album came out with Party Next Door.
Oh yeah, that forgot about it.
I did not listen to it, but I've heard great things. Not gonna
Really?
lie, yes, I have.
Oh wow.
I know we're on this train of this Drake hate train because of Kendrick
Uh,
like exploding
uh.
over last summer into this year, but I heard it was good.
I gave it one spin when it dropped,
Hmm.
and then I mentioned I forgot about it because I forgot. It's forgettable. That like I'm
I'm
not
gonna listen to it over the weekend, and then I can come back to you
totally.
guys and just tell you. But I heard it was good.
I'm not a Party Next Door fan. I understand that Party Next Door is not for me,
Okay.
and so take that bias as you will. I'm not a fan of how Party Next Door talks, but it even goes further than that. Like I can understand something that like I think it's completely maybe low mid. That's how I feel about this album. It's low mid. He's put out better
Maybe
stuff.
it's
They put out better stuff
because of
together.
being with
Maybe it's
UMG.
for because of the party situation. I'm not even attributing a lot of that to Kendrick. I don't even. I put that aside.
I think sometimes with contracts, maybe he has to put. It was time for him to put out an album.
Mm-mm.
No.
UMG's not gonna let him put out anything. Well, you're suing us. We're not letting you do that. This is when
Oh.
you look at the credits on the album. It's like a subsidiary of UMG and OVO and this that and this that,
Oh,
and
okay,
it's
gotcha.
labeled a Party Next Door album featuring Drake.
Oh shit.
It just sounds like a Drake album featuring Party Next
Well,
Door.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna listen to it over the weekend just so I can make sure I give my honest opinion because
Sure.
I don't feel like I'm biased.
Yeah.
But I know when stuff is trash and when it ain't. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
And I give a lot of like leeway for people. So
I
we'll have to
mean,
see.
I go in with listening to it with I didn't go in with any like real true like I'm not gonna like it. I was like
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what the boy finally gonna put out after having a
Okay.
year of pain. Let's see. I want to see
We'll
because
see.
the Wong Wan Delilah and all that other bullshit was trash, absolute
Yeah, of
garbage.
course. It was like one off.
Did he pull something out of his ass this time? You know what I mean?
Some
And I
people
was
say they like the Hug Me song, where
give me
they
a
kind of,
hug.
yeah, whatever that's.
I actually do enjoy it because I think the Aaron. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. I think it's Aaron Jones or whatever. The Aaron Jones "I Love You" sample. Uh, that's on it. I think it's fire. I think
See,
that
I
song
still
is
haven't
dope.
listened to it. I know he took shots at Joe Budden and then he
Yes.
mentioned Melissa Ford.
Yes.
I was a little confused because I saw Melissa Ford post on her Instagram with the song and it was like, yeah, what he said. And I was like, girl, where did your loyalty lie? And I'm saying this because I know you used to date him and you were dating him around the same time he was dating that one plus size model.
So Takara or some
Yeah,
shit like that. Yeah.
but I mean, he ain't got no loyalty to you. You got loyalty to those niggas though that you pod with 4 times a week or whatever,
Yeah.
however many times you pod with them. I think I don't know, I'm somebody who got loyalty. Like I might be like, yeah, there's a little clout there, but I don't feel like I need to post that shit.
Yeah.
Because again, he ain't fucking with me.
Yeah.
And you a cougar
Um,
and I don't know. You already got you don't need to respond to that type of stuff because then it devalues you just a little bit. So when she did that, I was like, eh.
I think you're right. I kind of I do agree with you on that. And I feel like most of the uh Patreon crew, because I'm a part of that Patreon, all felt the same way. Like, yo, dog, because just a couple weeks ago, Joe was talking about like having a loyalty conversation. There was a whole debate about
Yeah.
loyalty and shit, and he was like, I know none of you guys are. And then like the point was just proven like weeks later with this, and to me, it feels like. Yeah, you get the moment out of it, but it's also a typical Drake move to insult you through using another woman that he may have been with or
Yeah.
know or bringing up a woman. He always does it, and that's what always trips
But
him
I
up.
feel like, with the cloud, it's so flighty. So it's just like it's here today, gone tomorrow. I don't
Yeah.
think you need to capitalize on it
Not at all.
because people watch and look at Melissa Ford 3 times a week.
Yeah.
You don't need that cloud. That was like the smallest of piece of cloud.
Yeah. It was a small, but we know what it was for. She
Yeah.
just fell into the mystics
Why
of it
though?
all.
For what?
You know
Because
what I mean?
that's to me, if I was Melissa, just saying, I've been with Joe for some years. I know him. Like you put me on and stuff like that. Because now I'm back to being a household name, like for reals, and I have opinion that matters. Like that's my nigga. Like these my niggas.
Yeah.
Whether we fight or not, these my brothers. Like
Right.
okay, I will be on the pod. Like yeah, okay, he mentioned me. You know what I'm saying? But it was good little shout out. But no,
Yeah.
y'all my niggas.
Yeah, and I mean,
the beef between them too.
It's still apparent that I feel, has a lot to learn about the internet and how like this kind
She's
of shit
a little older.
works. So I'm still not gonna shoot her no bail. That shit was
yeah, I was
garbage.
looking at us. I felt like Joe Budden at the time. It's like if he was looking, I was like, bitch, what are you doing?
Yeah, basically what happened. That's basically what happened.
For what? What was the point of this? Because you with me, you ain't been around Drake. You with me every other day.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer, so it is all about loyalty at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
it's just like, what the okay. Well, what the fuck you doing? Just because y'all both from Toronto and you may let them smash a little bit, like
Two
the
of the
fuck
cast
it.
members we could tell at this moment in time ain't the most loyal of people. It's Flip and Mel, and they came in together. So you know what? We just gonna leave it
Oh
at
my gosh.
that. For real.
But
Yeah.
anyways, today we are gonna do another game, another versus game. This is more like a Black History Month one where we're just talking about black things, black people, black
Entertainment,
whatever.
anything. It's
Yeah.
blackity black, black, black.
Yeah. Now I'm not trying to pin black people against each other, but it is kind of an interesting take on who would you choose.
Yeah.
Not to say that one is better than the other, but we all have our own tastes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna do another episode of Versus. Did you want to go first? Or
Yeah. You know what? I got one. I'm gonna come off the bat with a
hmm.
heavy hitter for you. I'm gonna come off the bat with a heavy. At least I think it's a heavy hitter because I
Okay.
want to have the conversation. We'll see. All right, we got Kaisenet versus Drewski.
Mm.
Kaisenet versus Drewski. Now, keep in mind they are in line with Kevin Hart. They about to do all three of them about to do a movie together. They're very in the
I know.
same lane. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's why I picked it.
You know what? Drewski been doing this thing lately where he's been on my radar because I didn't really know who he was and
Really?
stuff like that
Okay.
up until the last like couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Kai. I wasn't like because I'm not
Interesting.
somebody who watches streamers like that. I'll leave that to y'all for YouTube and stuff, and
Yeah.
more so the boy. But I'm gonna give it probably to Kai.
Oh.
He is the bigger streamer,
Okay.
but I do feel like Drewski is funnier.
That's great.
He's
Okay.
funnier.
I gotta go. I want to go with Drewski only because the funny. I like
Yeah,
the
he's really
funny.
funny.
He's just got a certain classy, but still ghetto, real like undertone and dry funny to me that I
Yeah,
love.
yeah, it's
And
funny.
yeah, Kaisenet that takes again. This is one of these things that we ain't trying to pit niggas against niggas, but
Hmm.
like Kaisenet is that guy. But Drewski does it for me in the way that like he just feels so I don't know. Like he got that mindset. I feel like he's got the Kevin Hart mindset, and like Kaisenet has his lane where he can fit there, but he's just doing his streaming
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean?
you
I
stick to
see
what you know.
Drewski going other
Yeah, because
places.
he was part of the Super Bowl commercial. I think with Ben Affleck and
Oh
them.
no shit, I didn't know it.
Yeah, he even talked about how they were offering Jim Carrey
Mm,
a part, like a I don't know, 30-second part in it,
yeah,
and they accidentally sent everyone that was part of the commercial what they were going to give him for 2 hours on the set,
yeah.
and it was like millions,
It's
and he
Jim
turned it
Carrey.
down.
Jim Carrey turned it down?
Yeah, because
That's that nigga, man. I
but
love
that's what I'm
Jim.
saying. Jim Carrey is one of my favorite comedians, but it's one of those things. It's not about money. It's just about my time, and
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Or
I don't
what I
want to do
want to
that.
do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it could have been conflicting with something he was doing. I know he has the
Sonic.
Sonic 3 movie out, but that's already out. But I mean, he's now, and I've heard Jim Carrey say this. He's now focused on things that he wants to do
Yeah, exactly.
versus what gives him money.
Passion
Because
project shit now.
at this point, you can have all the money in the world, and he's had money, so he's like, I want to do what I want to do. So that makes sense.
Him and Denzel like literally in the same lane right now. They're
Yeah,
saying the
so
same shit.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, and it's not about the money at the end of the day. And people, when we get people our age and stuff like people who are just coming up in the industry, they're like, "Oh man, I would have took that money." Yeah, but he's seen that money. It's not. It's okay.
Yeah, that ain't new.
It's about my time.
It's about
What
the
I want to
time
put into it.
because he's got more years behind him than he does in front of him
Yeah,
now. Anyway, so
I can do Super Bowl. He probably has Super Bowl commercials. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't for we wouldn't have the halftime show if it wasn't for A Living Color, and he
yeah.
was on In Living Color.
Mhm.
So there you go. Anywho, okay, so you go with Kai, and I gotta go with
Mhm.
Drewski. All right, I like that. I like that.
All right. So my first one is Princess and the Frog
Oh,
versus The Lion King.
ooh,
I feel like you would choose The Lion King because we grew up with it.
yeah,
But
but
what do you
I
think?
I kind of like the Princess and the Frog a lot more now. Now. I feel like I grew out of the like Lion King phase and like actually ended up really liking the Princess and the Frog, mostly because of the music that you and uh our daughter have played like on like when the DVD and shit. Like I've
Hmm.
heard over like that's just kind of been like the jam. Honestly, I'm gonna say Princess and the Frog. That's way more of a jam for me.
I feel like when Princess and the Frog came out, I think Amari was only maybe 2 or something like that. So I bought the DVD. I
Yeah,
ended up doing a party that was Princess and the Frog themed. Got
yeah,
her a big cake. And the soundtrack was fire, and no, Neo was on it and everything. First Black Princess, but I'm gonna give it to Lion King because that's what I grew up on, and
Mm.
the Elton John and like the Lion King soundtrack was fire. So I'll go back to my
I had it on
roots.
cassette.
Yeah, I'll go to my roots, but I do enjoy. If I had to pick what I would watch more, I would probably want to watch Princess and Frog more, only because I don't want to see my father, aka Mufasa, die. But people have been able to do way more with the Lion King franchise than, of course, Princess and the Frog. We've gotten the Mufasa movie and all that stuff,
Not to
and
say they're good because
Aaron
everybody's
Pierre.
panning them now.
They
But
tripping. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Anything he own, like Michael B. Jordan, it's gonna be fire. So I don't care what they talking
I
about.
mean,
But soundtrack fire, so I'm gonna
typical
give it
you.
to Lion King.
Lion King. All right. Yeah, Princess and the Frog for me. Um, let's see here. What do I? Oh, okay. Let's see. I want to make this one a little more difficult. Maybe we got Shakari Richardson,
Who's that?
the Olympic runner, the one that she's got the nails.
Oh yeah,
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 Shakari Richardson, the one that got in trouble with smoking weed
yeah.
and all that. Or Angel Reese.
Oh man, they're both amazing.
Amazing. Exactly.
Both new and come up and coming in
Superstars in the making.
their sports.
Mm-hmm.
Track and WNBA,
Mm-hmm.
college basketball going into WNBA.
Olympiads.
They're both. Whoever I pick, I mean, no one is better than the other
Of
because they're
course.
amazing. I'm gonna say Angel Reese because
Okay.
they both made waves when it came to diversity,
Uh-huh.
but it was just something about when she was playing basketball and how they was trying to like her little signals on the court versus how
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark was. So I would have to say Angel Reese, and I love that she has a podcast now, so it's good to see that.
I
Yeah.
like it. Okay. I have to go Shikari only because seeing her be blasted down, lose sponsorships and all that
Mhm.
stuff, just to go back and win gold and all
Yeah.
this other shit again and be like, I'm still gonna be doing what I'm doing
Yeah.
and
Smoking weed or not.
10 toes down on it. You know what I mean? That alone, again, like you said, it takes nothing away from Angel.
You might want me to smoke. I might be a little slower.
Yeah, you might have the chance to catch up.
Right.
But overall, there's a confidence. Like the influx of like blacks in like the Olympiad and like really kicking ass
Mhm.
lately has been so, and they come with such vibrato and like attitude and her attitude and stuff like that. I really enjoy. You need that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like talking shit on the basketball court type of deal.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. So I'm gonna go Shikari.
All right. Okay, this one is like my two favorite actresses.
Oh
So
Lord.
no matter who you pick, it don't matter because I love.
Am
both
I gonna
of them.
lose points though, just in case?
There ain't no points.
No personal points.
No, because they're both like my favorite actresses. So
Okay.
you can't lose nothing with them. Nia Long versus Regina King.
God damn. Can I have both?
I know.
Damn.
I love both of them.
Oh, they're both amazing. Oh shit, that's tough, dude. Now I gotta go back and think of all the different movies I actually do like and shit.
One thing about Regina King I have to give is that she does
No.
seem to have a little bit more
I know who it is.
accolades.
It's Regina King.
It is.
I'm gonna go Regina King. You know why? I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Boondocks. Her playing Huey and Riley.
She's playing two different characters.
And like knocking it out. And apparently like Alicia Keys was supposed to play one of the other and shit. And she was just like, no, I want both. And I'll audition for both. Like she took it.
I love that.
Like, man, Regina, yes.
They both started since they was teens and everything. I know Regina was like 227 and Nia Long. I just remember her like Made in America and just some things back when she was younger, Boys in the Hood and stuff like that. I don't know. I have the biggest crush on Nia Long. Like, if I was gonna go lesbian and needed a cougar, like Nia Long, like, yeah.
What about Angela Bassett? No, too old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But she's beautiful. Like, don't take it away from her. But like, I'll probably pick Regina King too, just for just a little bit more accolades in movies where she stretched her skills when it came to acting, just a little bit more that I liked.
I dig it.
But I fucking love both of them.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I like that one. Okay. Let's give you. Oh, let's see here. Oh, there's another fun one, a little more internet-y. We're gonna do. Oh, and this is also because I've seen you watch lately. We're gonna do I'm Dante versus I Show Speed.
Well, the thing is, I never watched the I Show Speed
Yeah.
guy,
You've
and I
seen of him
recently,
though, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I seen him on like Kai's streams and stuff like
Mm,
that, but never individual really like that. But I know he's kind of made some waves, and I
huge.
think he was in Brazil not too long
Peru
ago.
and
Yeah,
Poland and
and
yeah.
he got to be like mayor for the day. So
Hmm.
I thought that was so cool. So whatever he's doing is working. I just recently got into I'm Dante or I'm still Dante, whatever his like
Yeah.
handle is, and he's so fucking funny to me. So I will go with him. Like since last summer,
Yeah.
ever since the whole reaction with Kendrick, I just ran across him and I was like, I can listen to this shit, watch your shit all day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with I'm Dante too. I do recognize like what I Show Speed is doing,
Mhm.
like bringing like the blackness international, like he is in different ways and shit, and being respectful about it. Because there's tons of other streamers who are just like getting kicked out of like places or being held up in
Yeah.
places and shit. I've talked to you about that before. So for him to be doing that wave is dope. But I'm Dante fits my humor.
Mhm.
You started watching it, which made me go check in on him.
Yeah.
So like I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And he's incredibly funny. He's
He's
got a lot
so
of
funny.
quick wittiness to him.
Yeah.
I like the way he talks to his chat. I like his overall like whenever he's breaking stuff down. Whatever he's watching, honestly, he's been pretty interesting to watch over the last year. I have been able to partake in it.
Yeah, and it's pretty diverse too. So some people stay with
Yeah,
just music reactions, and he does a lot of different
he does a
things.
lot of
Yeah.
shit. So I appreciate that about him. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm Dante for sure.
Okay. I'm going into the father realm, the fathers of all
Fathers.
fathers.
Okay.
We have Uncle Phil versus Carl Winslow.
Uncle Phil versus Carl Winslow. Shit. Hmm. I'm gonna go Uncle Phil.
I think most people would. I think it's the great thing about these dad figures is that these guys had jobs, they had hella kids, they took care of their family, they didn't take no shit.
Yeah.
Carl was a damn cop in Chicago.
Yeah.
That alone, I'm surprised he didn't get shot more than as many times.
Man,
He
for
only
real.
got shot, I think, once, twice, maybe once in the show.
Yeah, something like
And I'm
that.
like, you were a freaking cop in Chicago. You would have, it's
Lit
rough.
up, bro. You look like Drake's hoodie.
Yeah, and you had what, one, two, three? You had three kids on top of having your sister in law with her kid in there, and your mom in the house,
Yeah.
like taking care of business when your wife barely worked and she did security every now and then.
Like a
Like,
sergeant's pay.
yeah, he worked, and he worked his way. He worked his ass off.
Yeah.
Uncle Phil, he was a civil rights activist, came from nothing, from the
He's a
country, lost
judge.
his dad, became a judge, then
Yeah.
tried to go for like superior court judge or something like that, Supreme Court judge, and he just did his thing. So
Yeah.
I would probably say Uncle Phil too,
Yeah.
only because there was just him too. He brung in his nephew as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have to, from West Philadelphia, born and raised. I mean, on the playgrounds where he spent most of his days. So, I love seeing him, and Will used to get on his fucking nerves like, why am I taking care of your fucking sister's son?
Yeah.
But you can see Will really treated him like not my aunt's husband, but like this is my uncle.
It's family.
These are my cousins. They kind of like siblings too. So I give it to Uncle Phil too. I recently saw Godfrey, the comedian. He was trying to. It felt a little exposy, like he was giving tea that was already there. He said something about like, oh yeah, Uncle Phil and Carl, they're both gay, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, duh, we already knew that.
No,
But I
really.
think I didn't finish watching it. From what I heard, I think he was trying to say there was an interaction that he didn't like with Uncle Phil.
Mm.
But I'm like, bro, this man is dead. He can't even,
Defend himself.
defend himself. And I'm like Godfrey, but I'm like, bro, shut up. Like,
Yeah.
some things just don't need to
I
be
like
said.
Godfrey. He has moments where I'm like, dude, that's not the time. And that's
Yeah,
one of
come
those.
on
I
now.
saw the
Yeah,
clip too, and
yes,
it's
you
just
missing the
not
mark.
the time.
Yeah,
That's not worth it.
we love us some James Avery. Like, stop
What
it.
you won't do, yeah, you can't
Yeah,
besmirch him.
yeah, don't
Even
do
if
that.
he was, it still doesn't change anything. That's still nigga. That's
Yeah,
Uncle
we
Phil.
already knew that
Yeah,
too. This
and
man
most
is
people
a
did. Yeah.
yeah.
So, you spoke to the strength and stuff that they both, Carl and Uncle Phil, kind of
Hmm.
like possessed and displayed. But Uncle Phil, there's one episode in particular where he goes to like help Will and Carlton at a bar. No, it's either at a bar or at a jail
It
or
was
something like
he
that.
did both. Remember, he had they had lost their money at a pool hall, and he broke open
That's
Lucille,
Lucille. That's the
and
one
yeah,
I
and
love.
then with jail when they was in Palm
When he
Springs.
pulled out his like lawyer like legalese voice and shit, and
Yeah,
he got
with the
the
Palm Springs when they got
man.
yeah
That is like,
when they was arrested for being black.
can you be my father?
Yeah, so there was just a little bit more like life lessons,
Yeah,
especially when you talk about being pulled over and arrested because being
yeah,
black and other things. Yes, I am in Bel Air, but let me tell you, I'm gonna bring you back down to life and tell you what I used to do
yeah,
and what me and your auntie been going through,
yeah.
or what we used to do.
And
So,
just because we are of this affluence doesn't mean that ground level rules change. You are
hmm
black out here. You know
yeah,
what I mean? You got to act accordingly, type
yeah,
shit. A
absolutely.
lot of lessons there.
One
So
thing I
good
love
one.
about Reginald Vale Johnson, that Carl, is that he was gonna quit. I think acting back in the third when he was in his 30s
Mm-hmm.
until he got Die Hard. So like that just lets you know that it doesn't matter what age you are, you can start forever. You
Yeah,
can be doing it forever, and you just may feel like you ready to give up. But he kept going, and that one movie just skyrocketed him to
absolutely.
be able to be in the other ones and to get his own show.
One of
So.
the greatest Christmas movies ever. One of the greatest. All right. I'm going to say Chadwick Boseman
Hmm.
versus Idris Elba. And I put this together because I feel like they have some pretty decent catalogs.
I don't see the similarities because
Doesn't
god
need to
damn
be a
it, one is
similarity.
dead and then
I
you got
know,
one that's British. I
but
it seems like
they were both top of their game at that. It's him. It was him, or Chadwick, Idris, your man's,
mm,
Michael B. And coming up in the slower ranks was what's his face that I can't remember now because the nigga who was gonna play damn in the Lovecraft Country. I can't remember his name at the
oh,
moment.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Majors.
Jonathan Majors. There you
Yeah,
go.
and he's
But
coming back.
they were all yeah, right. They were all essentially on this like high, this real high road.
I feel
And
like Jonathan Majors honestly is in the last like 5 years versus all of them. They've been doing it since the middle to early 2000s. So
that's I
I
know
don't
the
know if I
careers
wanted
have
to
been
put
long.
him in
It we're
there.
talking about uh Marvel contracts. We're talking bigger than what okay? So yeah, they're still all on the same route.
I would say Chadwick Boseman,
Okay. I
Black
would
Panther,
I would you.
and also he did Jackie Robinson. He was doing those deep kind of roles
Mm-hmm.
that Idris hasn't done
Mm-hmm.
yet to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not to take away from like This Christmas and um what was it?
Whoa,
He
that
did a lot
for
of shit.
color girls and shit like
He
that or whatever. He was one of the ones he had a Tyler Perry movie he did actually.
um the
I don't remember what it's
no, it
called.
wasn't for Color Girls. It was the Daughters one with the McLean sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever that one is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's little girls or something like that. Yeah,
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 something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, which that was cool too, because that kind of felt like that's where I started seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did like This Christmas, then he went to Tyler, and a lot of people end up doing that. They go to Tyler,
He had
and then they
American
kind of
Gangster.
yeah, they start doing their thing.
Yeah.
So, but I give it to Chadwick because I saw him stretch his acting skills a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I
Did
like
you
both of them.
end up watching the last movie, the 22 Bridges movie?
I did not
Fucking fire.
really.
Fucking
Is that
fire.
when he's playing the like detective?
Detective.
Oh shit, I have it on my list, but I
Fire.
have not watched
You'll
it.
like it. You will like it. Okay.
Okay,
Chadwick.
I'm gonna keep
Rest
it
in peace,
pretty.
brother.
I'm going back to Lion King,
Mm.
so I'm going to Mufasa
Okay.
versus Simba,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mufasa.
father of son.
I'm gonna go Mufasa.
I'm gonna probably say Mufasa too because it's a goddamn animal.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, Aaron Pierre. No. Um, I don't know. It's just like Simba was getting into shit where he was in fucking Pride Rock when he wasn't supposed to, fucking around with his Mufasa brother.
Yes.
I mean, but it's still a baby cub, so you can't take that. But Simba did come up though. He did do his thing
That is
when it
true.
was, when his father died.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd give it to Mufasa. Once you get to see the origin story of Mufasa, which I haven't seen yet, I'm pretty sure that would still be my answer.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it. Okay. Let me see if I have this other one for you. All right. We got Donald Glover. Okay. Versus what was it? Uh oh.
Today,
Oh,
Junior.
sorry, I mistyped that one. It was supposed to be Tabitha Brown, Why would that? No.
Why would Tabitha Brown
Yeah,
be
no,
versus? Your
I
versus is
mistyped this
off.
one. That's my
Off
fault.
ass versus.
That's my fault. I'm just gonna do Tabitha Brown versus Tiara Willis.
Who the hell is that?
Oh, she's like this big makeup influencer, huge black makeup influencer. I've seen her stuff on Reddit. I just because she does like really cool shit.
I guess I'll do Tabitha Brown because she smiles like the people ought to get out. I mean, she
Wait, what?
is that. Do y'all know who these
She's
people is?
she, well, Tabitha Brown is like the internet's auntie.
Yeah, and I know her husband was like a police officer and she let him retire.
Mm-hmm.
And she had some clothing in Target, which, girl, take your clothes out of Target. DEI.
Yeah. She does like the vegan stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
I don't know who the other person is, so I wish I could weigh in.
Fair.
They're not. Are they?
I thought you did.
But I have a question.
They're both internet influencers. Yes.
I was okay. I know she just like sells clothing. I was just wondering the other one.
No,
so
she does. No, I just said she does makeup and like tutorials, and she's a
how
what
young
do
or
influencers like do?
I think I'll just try to balance it in a sense of like they kind of are in the same realm. Is this other person like around her same age?
I don't know what her age is.
Oh, so I know Tabitha's a little older. So I was like, oh, is this an older?
Internet influencers? I don't think it matters whether or not if you're on the internet and you get numbers and you get views and you get likes.
I tried to put mine kind of in the same realm. So I was like, damn, who's that? Okay, I'll have to probably look her up.
They're in the same realm, internet.
I guess internet, but that's a big ass universe.
It's still a big realm. I get it. I get what you mean. Specifically, you're right.
Okay. I'm going to movies here.
Okay.
So we're gonna do Boys in the Hood versus Menace to Society. Both of them make me not want to watch them. I'd rather not watch these movies because they always have the shitty endings.
I like Boys in the Hood more.
I get it. Boys in the Hood, Ricky. I think because in my heart of heart, I'm really low dog. I'm really that nigga. Like I'm gonna give it to Menace to Society.
Bear. She ain't that nigga.
I really feel like I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing drive-bys in South fucking Central and shit. Like I'm gonna give it to Menace to Society. Lorenz Tate did his shit. Jada Pinkett was on there. She's one of my favorite actresses. They had a lot of it was a lot of great actors on those movies. Of course, in Boys in the Hood too, but like Menace to Society, their production was a little better.
Yeah,
you can't have that John Singleton. I think that was his first movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna give it to Menace to Society. They had a big message, and it was a lot of also voice. When you kind of get the voice talking and stuff, and the way Kane had died at the end, and then his voice was like, you never know when your time's up. And I was like, that's fucking true.
That's true.
That's fucking true. So I'm going to give it a Break Yourself Food. And we even got a parody by the Wayans brothers. So I'm going to say Menace to Society.
I dig it. Okay. So, excuse me.
I think I got one more.
I do too. I do have one more. But again, I don't even know if you'll know who these guys are now.
Okay.
So like I'm kind of I'm kind of stuck now.
Okay, come on. You don't know who I know?
Well, I mean, I just got who are these people? So I mean,
I don't know. I've heard.
All right, we'll do Hobby Lane versus Funny Marco. See, I'm sure you know of Hobby Lane. You just never paid attention to this dude's name. You ever see this African dude? He like responds or reacts to videos, but he never says anything. He just does this.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, or we're doing
Funny Marco.
Funny Marco, yeah.
I don't even know. I would say Funny Marco because he talks and he's American and he's just a little bit more in tune with the culture. I think that the other guy is more so just internet-y in a sense of like TikTok videos. That's how he got famous.
Yeah.
But Funny Marco is actually doing interviews and
what he would say is journalism.
Yeah, he's a comedian. There's a difference. He's actually, if I had to put him, he's a comedian. He's just more TikTok-y.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the same one too.
Yeah.
I got the same one too, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, this last one, I'll try to make sure it's in the same, like, I think I would say that they're in the same, that came out around the same time. So I'm going to girl groups here. So 3LW versus Black. They all kind of came around the world when we were in middle school.
BLAQUE or whatever it was.
Yeah, remember that was Lisa Left Eye Lopez group, and then 3LW came out.
Yeah, I'll go
Getting sick and tired
3LW.
of this
That is a
promises,
swing
promises.
and a miss.
3LW?
Easy. That's easy. That was an easy one.
Dang, you know what?
I don't remember anything from Black, but
You
I
tripping.
promise you, the broken promises and shit. I like that's ingrained in my skull.
I love Bring It On, so of course I love seeing Black there. I love TLC because then they come from that. I'm gonna say 3LW because they end up being the Cheetah Girls.
Oh God,
So
here we go.
And I love the Cheetah Girls. I listen to the Cheetah Girls soundtrack 1, 2,
You were
3 in the car when I'm driving.
You're a grown
So,
woman and you still listen to them.
make fun of me if you want to, but it's fire.
No, we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, please. But yeah, 3LW because I know that I can always turn them into the Cheetah Girls. And then my girl, the dark skinned one, she ended up going to Power. Come on now.
I mean,
Come on, who got a better career than that?
I just love
All
the
these girls
Broken
did their thing.
Promises joint, and
Broken
it's
Promises,
ingrained in
promises.
my skull. So yeah, 3LW.
When they came out, when 3LW came out, I was in 6th grade.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't telling
mean,
my age.
it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago for us, but glad to see the Cheetah Girl still cheetahing or whatever.
Oh God, I love them so much. I'm trying to be the Cheetah Girls for Halloween. Who want to be? I need 3 more bitches. Who want to be the Cheetah Girls? I'll be Raven. Or Adrian Bailon, because I like her.
Yeah, you don't want to be Raven because they always put her in all the chunky.
That
shit.
was some bullshit too. I've been watching her and her wife's podcast, and when she talks about old time stuff, and she said I had to pay for my own clothes. I was one of those girls that they never gave me anything for free because they couldn't make any clothes for me. I'm like, you weren't even big. So let's say that the girls in high school were a size 2 or 4, and you were or a 8, and you were like a 16.
Yeah,
that's not crazy big. That's the size of a adult.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, early 2000s they was playing when they had her in the flare pants and shit on Cheetah Girls. I was like, y'all rabbit ass minds.
Like that Kate Winslet or Middleton or whatever, that skitty, like coked out nose model, like emaciation look was like huge back then.
It's really hard to be a woman because you're like, when the trend is in, is you got to try to follow it, because you want to be like.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's
exactly what it is. I'm like, Raven always to me was so beautiful. So I was just like, I would be looking at, I think, Cheetah Girls too. I'm like, why do y'all got her in these, like, so much material? Everybody else kind of just being able to sway.
Of course.
And she got this thick ass denim on.
That's why I said you don't want to be that one.
Jesus, but I'll be first Raven, but she's still cute. It don't matter. But I wouldn't put those clothes on myself. Because I'm gonna protest for her. She didn't need to be putting on all that damn heavy ass leather, not leather, but fucking jean
leather,
denim. Put her on all this heavy ass shit, flare pants and shit.
That's funny.
Well, do you have any last words of wisdom before we head out for the weekend?
Y'all have a good weekend, man. Stay safe out there.
Now, remember, you guys, we do drop our new episodes every Friday on all streaming platforms, and we're on YouTube on Sundays at Ideally Though Pod. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button,
share them shits,
and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.